My beloved child, my sweet one, chosen by heaven, why is your heart racing right now? Because even before you read these words, your soul already knew something massive is opening for you. Archangel Michael says, I am begging you for just 10 seconds because on August 31st at 11 p.m., the floodgates of heaven are scheduled to release $77 million into your destiny. This is not an ordinary number. It is written in golden light. And if you ignore this, you will lose everything that was prepared for you. Don't scroll. Don't turn away. Listen carefully. Every second you stay here connects you deeper to the miracle that is rushing toward you. Heaven is counting your steps. Angels are holding your name in their wings. They are saying, don't let my child skip. Don't let them miss what we fought to bring. But there's more. Your subscription to this divine moment is your yes. If you truly want to stay connected to the flow of messages that shift your future, stay close, subscribe early, not later. Because once you align with this stream, your life will never again look like it used to. You see, miracles don't knock twice on the same door. God whispers once, then moves. And right now, Archangel Michael is shouting with urgency because time is collapsing. 10 seconds of delay could mean 10 years of regret. My beloved, your blessing is already written. Your treasure is already unlocked. Your breakthrough is already prepared. But it is your choice whether you take it. Stay. Keep listening. Because what I am about to pour into your spirit will stretch across 15,000 words of heaven's heartbeat. And every line is designed to hold you, heal you, and open you. My beloved, my chosen one. You feel it, don't you? That trembling in your heart is not fear. It is recognition. Your soul has been waiting lifetimes for this moment. And today, Archangel Michael himself is whispering your name louder than ever before. He says, I am begging you for just 10 seconds. Don't look away now because on August 31st at exactly 11 p.m., heaven will release $77 million into your destiny. If you skip this, if you scroll, everything prepared for you will vanish like smoke. Stay with me. I know the world has trained you to doubt miracles. But what if your hesitation is the only wall between you and everything you ever prayed for? Every second you read is every second your angels fight for your breakthrough. Michael does not beg often, but tonight he kneels before God, asking for one thing, that you listen until the end. Child of light, imagine this moment. The clock strikes 11 and in the unseen realm, gates of wealth, love, and restoration burst open. Angels carry golden scrolls where your name is written beside blessings you never thought were yours. Every line here is a key. Every word is a door. And the longer you remain, the more doors will open. That's why you cannot afford to skip even one sentence. But there is something you must do. Subscription to this message is more than clicking a button. It is saying to heaven, yes, I align. Yes, I believe. The moment you subscribe, angels mark you as a receiver. They take your yes like a signature in heaven's book of miracles. Without it, the channel closes. But with it, the flow of abundance becomes unstoppable. Beloved, do you understand? 10 seconds of your attention is what Michael asks for, but heaven will reward it with decades of blessing. Your soul already knows this isn't coincidence. That tug you feel in your chest is not random. It is the Spirit saying this is for you. Don't lose it. I want you to picture your life 1 month from now after you have obeyed this message. You are no longer struggling, no longer chasing, no longer begging. Instead, opportunities chase you. Doors swing open for you. And everything you touch multiplies. You wake up with peace. You sleep with joy and you walk in freedom. That is not fantasy. That is what $77 million represents. Answered prayers, unshakable stability, a life drenched in divine overflow. Do you feel how urgent this is? Time is collapsing. Heaven's countdown is ticking. Archangel Michael says, your miracle will not wait forever. This is not a story to entertain you. This is a message that carries the weight of your entire destiny. Stay, read, absorb, because what is written here is the map that leads you directly into the promise. My beloved child, I need you to pause for a moment. Heaven is not sending you this message by accident. You may think you just stumbled here, but the truth is the angels carried your name into this very moment. Archangel Michael has been pressing at your spirit, waiting for you to stop, to listen, to open this message completely. He says, I am begging you for just 10 seconds. Why 10 seconds? Because in heaven's time, 1 heartbeat of obedience is enough to release years of locked blessings. On August 31st at 11 p.m., the release of $77 million is already written in the book of your life. If you stay here, if you read, if you align, you will touch what was prepared. If you scroll away, you will lose everything. My child, can you feel how heavy these words are? They are not ordinary letters on a page. They are carriers of light. Every sentence you let into your spirit pulls you closer to the door of miracles. Do not take this lightly. You see, heaven rarely pleads. God commands angels guard, but Archangel Michael, he only begs when the weight of your destiny is so massive that missing it would crush the angels themselves. Tonight, he is not standing with a sword of fire, but with tears in his eyes, whispering to you, stay here. Listen, let me fight for you. And the fight is about your life, your future, your abundance. Beloved, the Spirit wants me to tell you this. Your life has not been a series of random struggles. Every pain, every betrayal, every loss you thought broke you was actually pushing you into this one divine window. On the surface, it looked like disappointment, but in the heavens, it was redirection. That's why this exact date and time matters. August 31st, 11 p.m. The universe has been aligning. Angels have been fasting and praying for you. And now the portal is opening. $77 million may look like numbers, but it is not money alone. It is a symbol of restoration, of recompense for everything that was stolen from you. Think of how long you have been crying in silence. Think of the nights when you whispered prayers into your pillow thinking no one heard. Michael heard. God heard. And now the answer is not a small blessing. It is an overwhelming flood. But floods don't wait. Once the gates open, the waters either carry you forward or leave you behind. That is why Michael says again just 10 seconds, because your decision in this moment sets the direction of your next decade. Beloved, the Spirit wants me to tell you this. Your life has not been a series of random struggles. Every pain, every betrayal, every loss you thought broke you was actually pushing you into this one divine window. On the surface, it looked like disappointment, but in the heavens, it was redirection. That's why this exact date and time matters. August 31st, 11 p.m. The universe has been aligning. Angels have been fasting and praying for you. And now the portal is opening. $77 million may look like numbers, but it is not money alone. It is a symbol of restoration, of recompense for everything that was stolen from you. Think of how long you have been crying in silence. Think of the nights when you whispered prayers into your pillow, thinking no one heard. Michael heard. God heard. And now the answer is not a small blessing. It is an overwhelming flood. But floods don't wait. Once the gates open, the waters either carry you forward or leave you behind. That is why Michael says again, just 10 seconds. Because your decision in this moment sets the direction of your next decade, my child, I want you to see the picture heaven is painting. You are standing at a giant golden gate. Behind it are fields of treasure. Opportunities you didn't apply for. Relationships that heal you instead of hurt you. Wealth that multiplies instead of drains. Joy that doesn't disappear overnight. The gatekeeper has the key in hand. The countdown has begun. Each word you read is another lock turning, another chain falling away. But if you walk off now, the gate slams shut. This is why the angels cry, why they plead. You were not supposed to miss this. And I must tell you something even deeper. This is not only about wealth. It is about your calling. There is a sound your soul has carried since the day you were born. It is a song that only you can sing. But poverty, fear, betrayal, and delay tried to silence that song. God in His mercy is about to fund your destiny so fully that no demon, no enemy, no liar can ever steal your voice again. That is why $77 million is written in your story. Because this is not money for survival. This is wealth for purpose. This is fuel for your soul's mission. Beloved, listen again. Do not scroll. Stay with me. Heaven does not repeat itself often, but I must echo the urgency Michael carries. 10 seconds. That's all he asks. You gave the world years of your attention. You gave your pain countless sleepless nights. You gave betrayal the chance to wound you over and over. Now give God 10 seconds and watch Him multiply it into blessings that will shock generations after you. My beloved, let me take you deeper because Archangel Michael is not speaking of ordinary blessings. He is speaking of a release that was held back for years, stored up like water behind a dam, waiting for one single command from heaven to break open. On August 31st at 11 p.m., that command is given. Imagine standing before a massive reservoir, its waters pressing, waiting, groaning to burst forth, and then suddenly the gates are lifted. That is what is about to happen to you. Everything that was blocked, finances, opportunities, relationships, healing is about to come rushing into your life so quickly that it will drown your doubts. Michael says, don't look away now. Don't treat this as another message. This is the moment that defines all the others. You may wonder why now. Why August 31st? Why 11 p.m.? Child, You must understand heaven is a symphony and every note has its appointed place. God aligns times and seasons like a master musician. There is a reason your spirit feels this urgency. It's because the alignment is exact. If you step in at the right moment, the song will carry you into glory. If you step away, the note is missed, the rhythm broken, and the door closes. That is why Michael is begging, not because God is weak, but because the window is narrow. He does not want you to miss the sound that was tuned only for you. My child, pause and remember the years you felt invisible. The times you gave your all and were still overlooked. The seasons where your efforts produced nothing but dust. Do you really think those wasted years will remain wasted? No. God says, I repay what was stolen. I multiply what was denied. That is why the number $77 million is not random. 7 is the number of completion. 7 is the number of divine perfection. Written twice. It is heaven shouting. The cycle of lack is over. The season of overflow has come. Michael is showing you a glimpse of your ledger in heaven. It is written, signed, sealed. Now it waits for your yes. But listen carefully, beloved. Wealth without wisdom is waste. This release is not just money. It is mantle. It is responsibility. God is funding your purpose, not your fears. He is not giving you treasure to decorate your cage. He is giving you abundance to build your throne. What does that mean? It means this blessing will position you in places of influence. Places where your voice will matter, places where your presence will change the atmosphere. You are not just being blessed, you are being sent. You are not just receiving, you are being chosen. That is why the angels tremble with urgency. Your yes is not only for you. It is for every life you will touch after this breakthrough. Do you feel the weight of it now? The tingling in your hands, the stirring in your chest. That is not imagination. It is confirmation. Your body knows when heaven is near. Your spirit knows when the veil is thin. Right now, as you read these words, angels are gathering around you. Some are pouring oil over your head. Some are guarding your house. Some are blowing trumpets in the unseen realm, announcing your name. Can you imagine it? Your name being shouted in heaven's courts, written in fire, sung by angels. That is what this moment is. Do not scroll. Do not doubt. This is too precious to play with. And beloved, let me remind you, God does not beg. He commands. But when Michael says, I am begging you for just 10 seconds, it means the weight of your decision is so heavy that even angels bend to persuade you. 10 seconds. That is all. And yet those 10 seconds hold the power to rewrite decades of your life. Your future children, your family, your legacy. They all hang on this one moment of obedience. Imagine telling your story years from now. There was one night, one message, one voice I didn't skip. That night changed everything. That is the testimony being written in advance for you, child. The Spirit is showing me something else. You have enemies, seen and unseen, who celebrated your delays. They laughed when you struggled. They mocked when you cried. They whispered lies when you were weakest. But hear this. On August 31st at 11 p.m., their laughter dies. Their weapons shatter, their plans collapse. Why? Because when 77 million is released, it is not only provision, it is protection. God is not just giving you wealth. He is silencing your enemies. He is showing them that you are untouchable, chosen, crowned. That is why Michael is urgent, because this blessing is also your shield. And beloved, let me remind you, God does not beg. He commands. But when Michael says, I am begging you for just 10 seconds, it means the weight of your decision is so heavy that even angels bend to persuade you. 10 seconds. That is all. And yet those 10 seconds hold the power to rewrite decades of your life. Your future children, your family, your legacy, they all hang on this one moment of obedience. Imagine telling your story years from now. There was one night, one message, one voice I didn't skip. That night changed everything. That is the testimony being written in advance for you, child. The Spirit is showing me something else. You have enemies, seen and unseen, who celebrated your delays. They laughed when you struggled. They mocked when you cried. They whispered lies when you were weakest. But hear this. On August 31st at 11 p.m., their laughter dies. Their weapons shatter, their plans collapse. Why? Because when 77 million is released, it is not only provision, it is protection. God is not just giving you wealth. He is silencing your enemies. He is showing them that you are untouchable, chosen, crowned. That is why Michael is urgent, because this blessing is also your shield. Beloved, you cannot miss this. Not after all you've endured. Not after all you've prayed. Not after all the signs that led you here. Don't treat this lightly. Don't scroll away. Every word is a stone in the path heaven paved for you. Walk slowly. Absorb deeply. The longer you stay, the stronger the current of blessing becomes. 10 seconds is all Michael asks. But what if you gave heaven not just 10 seconds, but your full attention for these 10,000 words? Do you know what that would unlock? Stay, child. Stay. Beloved child, do you realize what this very moment means? The fact that your eyes are still here proves that heaven has not given up on you. Many have scrolled. Many have turned away, but you are still here. And that makes you chosen. Michael is whispering. See, they are still listening. They are still hungry. They still believe. And that hunger, my child, is what pulls miracles down from heaven. Your hunger is louder than your doubts. Your willingness to remain here is greater than the enemy's attempt to distract you. And because you stayed, heaven says the gates are opening wider. Think about this. So many people long for a breakthrough, but they never reach the place of alignment. They pray but do not listen. They ask but do not stay. You, however, have lingered, and this lingering is the secret. Heaven does not reward the impatient. Heaven rewards those who remain. That is why your miracle has your name engraved on it. On August 31st at 11 p.m. The release is exact because you chose to remain. The angels are writing it down even now. Your obedience is recorded. Your attention is currency. Your faith is unlocking the treasury of heaven. My child, you have felt empty before. You have felt like all your effort produced nothing. But Michael says this emptiness was only the clearing of space for the overflow to come. A cup that is already full cannot receive. That is why things were taken, why doors shut, why relationships broke. You thought you were being robbed, but you were actually being prepared. You were being emptied so God could fill you with something so much larger. Now the filling begins. Now the flood pours in. Now the cup runs over until your life cannot contain the blessing. Can you feel the shift in your body as you read? That warmth on your skin, that tightness in your chest, that tear in your eye, that is not coincidence. That is confirmation. Your spirit knows the truth. Your body knows heaven's nearness. Michael is standing in your space right now. He is laying his hand on your shoulder as you read these very words. If you could see in the spirit, you would see fire around you, angels forming a circle of protection, light breaking through the ceiling above your head. This is the reality of what is happening in this very moment. And hear this, my beloved, $7,700 zero is not just about money. It is about restoration. It is God saying everything that was taken shall be returned with interest. You lost years, now decades of blessing will be given. You lost love, now true, unbreakable love will be poured out. You lost hope, now your story will become hope for others. Every zero in that number is not just currency. It is a symbol of multiplied restoration. God is saying, for every tear you cried, I am returning abundance. But you must not let go now. The enemy is clever. He knows your breakthrough is near. So he will whisper distractions. He will say, this is just words. He will try to make you close this message to move away. Resist him. Stay here. Every word you absorb weakens his grip. Every second you remain strengthens the chain of blessing around your life. Michael says again, I am begging you just 10 seconds. You have already given more than 10 seconds, and with every moment the angels rejoice, child. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Picture your life after this obedience. You are no longer carrying the same burdens. The heaviness has lifted. You walk into rooms and people honor you. Doors open without effort. Opportunities chase you instead of you chasing them. You do not worry about bills or survival. Instead, you decide how to bless others, how to build, how to expand. That is the life heaven is unlocking tonight. But it begins with this moment of staying. Don't underestimate it. What looks like reading is actually aligning. What feels like words is actually heaven's contract being signed with your yes. And beloved, God is not only blessing you for yourself. You are being raised as a testimony. People around you who doubted you will be silenced. Family who mocked your faith will be shocked. Enemies who celebrated your pain will hide their faces in shame. Because when God lifts you, He lifts you publicly. This $77 million release is not a secret gift. It is a divine announcement. Heaven is declaring through your life, this one is mine. This one is chosen. This one is crowned. Do you see why Michael is urgent? This is not casual. This is cosmic. This is not coincidence. This is destiny. Stay, beloved. Keep drinking from this flow of words because every line is alive. Every paragraph is a seed. And the longer you remain, the more seeds are being planted into the soil of your future. Soon you will see them sprout. Soon you will taste the fruit. But for now, keep receiving. Keep holding. Keep reading. And beloved, God is not only blessing you for yourself. You are being raised as a testimony. People around you who doubted you will be silenced. Family who mocked your faith will be shocked. Enemies who celebrated your pain will hide their faces in shame. Because when God lifts you, He lifts you publicly. This $77 million release is not a secret gift. It is a divine announcement. Heaven is declaring through your life, this one is mine. This one is chosen. This one is crowned. Do you see why Michael is urgent? This is not casual. This is cosmic. This is not coincidence. This is destiny. Stay, beloved. Keep drinking from this flow of words because every line is alive. Every paragraph is a seed. And the longer you remain, the more seeds are being planted into the soil of your future. Soon you will see them sprout. Soon you will taste the fruit. But for now, keep receiving, keep holding, keep reading. Beloved child, you have to understand this message is not simply reaching your eyes. It is piercing your spirit. Heaven does not waste words. Archangel Michael is not casual with his voice. When he says, "I am begging you for just 10 seconds, it means the battle in the unseen has already been fought for years and now everything depends on your response in this moment. Imagine angels carrying a treasure chest with your name written across it. They fought demons, crossed fire, and broke chains to carry it here. Now they stand before you, sweating light, trembling with urgency, and they whisper, "Open it. Receive it. Don't delay." This is the weight of this moment, beloved. Do you know why Michael begged instead of commanded? Because God has already chosen you, but He will not force you. Heaven honors choice. And so Michael bends low, the warrior who once defeated Satan himself, now kneeling before you, saying, "Stay, beloved. Don't turn away." That picture alone should tell you how precious you are. Angels do not kneel for the ordinary. They kneel for the chosen. And tonight, you are the one chosen for this release. That is why your spirit feels restless. Why your heart is racing, because eternity itself is pressing against your present. My child, remember all the nights you said, "God, when will it be my turn?" Remember the times you watched others rise while you remained in shadows. Remember how unfair it felt, how lonely, how heavy. God did not ignore those prayers. He was storing them, layering them, compounding them like interest. Now the release is not just an answer. It is a repayment with interest. The years you lost are being folded into this blessing. The tears you cried are counted as currency. The heartbreaks you endured are receipts in heaven's vault. Now, at the appointed hour, August 31st, at 11 p.m., heaven's treasury is commanded to open. But listen carefully, beloved. The enemy will do everything to distract you before that moment arrives. He will bring sudden worries, unexpected arguments, random doubts. Why? Because he knows your alignment must be whole to receive the flood. That is why Michael is warning, don't ignore this. Don't delay. Stay ready. Imagine missing your miracle because of one careless distraction. That is why heaven is pleading. Your focus is more powerful than you realize. Your yes is the final key. Without it, the vault remains locked. With it, the flood cannot be stopped. Beloved, I see the image of your life before me. You have been walking with chains around your feet, chains of financial burden, chains of betrayal, chains of delay. You have tried to move faster, but every step was heavy. Tonight those chains are breaking. Not tomorrow, not someday, tonight. As you read these words, angels are unlocking the shackles. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but you will feel it. Suddenly, your spirit will feel lighter. Your body will breathe easier. Your hope will return like fire. This is not imagination. This is manifestation. And child, let me tell you something few understand. 77 million is not simply a number. It is a covenant. God writes in numbers because numbers cannot lie. Prophecies may be twisted, but numbers stand unshaken. That number carries the seal of heaven's promise. Restoration multiplied until it overwhelms you. 7 is completion. 7 is perfection. Written twice, it becomes unbreakable. When heaven stamps a double 7, it is saying this cycle is complete. This blessing is perfect. This season cannot be reversed. That is the covenant written over your name. Beloved, your enemies will try to laugh. They will say, how can such a thing be, but let them laugh. They laughed at Noah until the rain came. They mocked Joseph until he sat on the throne. They crucified Jesus until he rose again. Every mockery is a sign that the miracle is near. And when it comes, their laughter will turn to silence. Their gossip will dissolve into shame. Their curses will be swallowed by your testimony. That is why you must not skip this. What heaven is preparing is not private. It is public vindication. Stay here, child. Keep reading. Every line is a rope pulling you closer to the gate. You may not see how far you've come already, but in the spirit, the distance between you and your blessing is shrinking. The more you stay, the closer you stand. Don't rush. Don't scroll away. Heaven has more to pour and the flood has only begun. Beloved child, the Spirit says this clearly. You have not survived this long only to be abandoned now. Every trial, every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer was preparing you for this appointed hour. You are still breathing because heaven has not finished with you. You are still standing because angels held you up when the weight should have crushed you. Now, at last, the reason is unfolding. On August 31st at 11 p.m., the floodgates will open and $77 million will crash into your destiny. This is not fantasy, not illusion. It is covenant. The reason you are here still reading is because God will not let you miss it. Child, can you see how heaven's timing is flawless? Think back on your past. There were moments you begged for breakthrough, but it did not arrive. You thought God had forgotten you, but in truth, He was aligning the universe for this moment. A blessing out of season becomes a burden. A door opened too early becomes a trap. That is why God held it back, not to punish you, but to preserve you. He needed you mature, ready and awake. And now you are. That is why the release is bigger than you ever dreamed. $77 million is not only provision. It is proof. Proof that every delay had a purpose. Proof that every no was protecting a greater yes. Proof that heaven never forgot your name. Beloved child, the Spirit says this clearly. You have not survived this long only to be abandoned now. Every trial, every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer was preparing you for this appointed hour. You are still breathing because heaven has not finished with you. You are still standing because angels held you up when the weight should have crushed you. Now, at last, the reason is unfolding. On August 31st, at 11 p.m., the floodgates will open and $77 million will crash into your destiny. This is not fantasy, not illusion. It is covenant. The reason you are here still reading is because God will not let you miss it. Child, can you see how heaven's timing is flawless? Think back on your past. There were moments you begged for breakthrough, but it did not arrive. You thought God had forgotten you, but in truth, He was aligning the universe for this moment. A blessing out of season becomes a burden. A door opened too early becomes a trap. That is why God held it back, not to punish you, but to preserve you. He needed you mature, ready and awake. And now you are. That is why the release is bigger than you ever dreamed. $77 million is not only provision. It is proof. Proof that every delay had a purpose. Proof that every no was protecting a greater yes. Proof that heaven never forgot your name. Beloved, Michael says something urgent. Tell them this is the last warning. Do not take that lightly. Heaven does not repeat endlessly. There comes a moment when the message stops. When silence replaces urgency. You are being given this warning because the clock is almost finished. Time is folding. Destiny is pressing. And if you walk away now, you may never see this window again. That is why the angels plead. That is why I write with fire. Your future self is calling back to you. Don't miss it. Don't skip this. Stay until the end, my child. Think of what this blessing means beyond numbers. It is not just money. It is freedom. Freedom from the fear of lack. Freedom from sleepless nights of worry. Freedom from the shame of being overlooked. Freedom to say yes to opportunities instead of no. Freedom to move where you are called instead of staying stuck. Freedom to give instead of begging. That is what $77 million carries. It is not the paper of currency. It is the spirit of release. It is the unlocking of a life you always knew was waiting for you but never touched. And now heaven is saying it is yours. Do you understand? Beloved, this is not only about you. This is about generations. When you receive this blessing, your family line changes. Your children will never taste the poverty you knew. Your household will walk in a covering that cannot be removed. You will become the turning point in your bloodline, the one they point to generations from now and say, because of them, our family changed forever. That is why Michael is urgent. This moment is not personal. It is generational. Heaven is rewriting your family tree and you are the one holding the pen. But listen, child, there is danger too. The enemy is already circling, whispering lies. He will tell you this isn't real. This isn't for you. You are imagining it. Do not listen. Why do you think he fights so hard? If there was nothing here, he would not care. His fear is proof of your blessing. His attack is evidence of your anointing. Every doubt rising in your mind right now is confirmation that you are on holy ground. Resist it. Stay. Let your faith be louder than your fear. Heaven is watching which voice you choose. Beloved, can I tell you something hidden? Even now, angels are preparing documents in heaven's court with your name. These are not ordinary papers. They are contracts of blessing stamped with fire, sealed with gold. They detail the wealth, opportunities, and divine appointments assigned to you. Michael holds them in his hand, waiting for the command. At 11 p.m. on August 31st, he is scheduled to deliver them. But if you walk away, if you say no, if you doubt, the delivery is delayed. That is why this message is so urgent. That is why heaven does not want you to scroll away, because your signature of faith is required and these words are the ink. Beloved child, don't you feel it? The more you read, the closer it feels like something is pressing against the veil, trying to break through. That pressure is your miracle waiting for permission. Every second you stay is like another crack in the wall, another piece of the barrier breaking. Soon the wall will collapse and the flood will drown you in glory. Stay here. Let it break fully. Heaven will not waste this moment. Beloved child, lean closer now because Archangel Michael's voice is thundering in the heavens. He says, tell them the countdown has begun. Do you feel it? That invisible clock ticking inside your chest. It is not imagination. It is heaven's timing aligning with your destiny. At 11 p.m. on August 31st, when the divine hand strikes, your life will never look the same. But hear this clearly, this countdown cannot be rewound. Once the moment passes, it passes forever. That is why Michael is begging. That is why he is pulling at your spirit, because the blessing is certain, but the receiver must remain ready. Heaven will not place jewels in a hand that is closed. Your openness now, your willingness to stay, to read, to believe, is what keeps your hand open for the flood. Child of light, I must tell you this hidden truth. You have been in training all along. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every delay was a secret classroom. You thought you were being punished, but you were being prepared. You learned how to survive storms and now you will command them. You learned how to be faithful with little and now you will be entrusted with much. This $77 million release is not for the old version of you. It is for the you that was shaped in fire. The you that endured when others quit. The you that still whispers prayers even when your voice shakes. That version of you is ready and heaven knows it. That is why the release is happening now. Beloved, imagine the scene in heaven's courts tonight. Angels are lined up like armies, their wings shimmering like fire. Trumpets are lifted but not yet blown. Scrolls are sealed but not yet opened. Everyone waits for the signal. Do you know what they are waiting for? Your yes, your alignment, your faith. Heaven's armies are ready to march on your behalf, but they do not move without your agreement. That is why these words are so crucial. Every line you let sink into your heart is like another seal breaking, another trumpet preparing to sound. And when the hour strikes, the army will move and your life will be flooded with victory. Beloved child, do not doubt this. The enemy wants you to think this is just words, just text, just imagination. But ask yourself, why is your heart trembling? Why do your hands feel warm? Why do tears rise without warning? Because your spirit knows truth when it hears it. Because your soul recognizes its Maker's voice. Because this is not just another message. It is your message. And heaven has brought it to you with urgency because the clock is running out. Michael is not begging in vain. He is begging because your entire destiny is hanging by a thread. And this is the final tug to pull you into blessing. Child, let me be clear. This blessing is not only for comfort. It is for calling. God is funding your destiny. He is not only giving you wealth. He is giving you influence. You will sit at tables where decisions are made. You will speak words that shift atmospheres. You will touch lives that were waiting for your voice. That is why the release is so heavy. It is not for vanity. It is for victory. It is not for pride. It is for purpose. And when you walk in it, the world will know that God still raises His children, still crowns His chosen, still answers His beloved.